We're about to start our program. Please be seated now so that your breakfast can be served to you and we can start on time. the 30th Black Engineer of the Year Awards Conference, co-hosted by Lockheed Martin Corporation, the Council of Engineering Deans of the Historically Black Colleges and Universities, and the U.S. Black Engineer and Information Technology magazine, and sponsored by Aerotech, welcomes you to the HBCU Engineering Dean's Power Breakfast, brought to you by Amy, Boston Scientific Corporation, Fiat Chrysler, General Dynamics, Leidos, Lockheed Martin Corporation, Navy Civilian Careers, Raytheon Company, and the Boeing Company. Now it's our pleasure to welcome to the stage our illustrious MCs. With her distinctive voice, appealing beauty, smoldering spirit, and a heart with room enough for all, Angela Stribling is beloved as the former BET television host, radio broadcaster, evening news anchorwoman, and voiceover talent. Currently, she's adored by listeners as hostess of the late-night radio show Pillow Talk with Angela on 96.3 WHUR and Sirius XM Channel 141, and as a popular global jazz recording artist. Accompanying her is Dr. Kendall Harris, the 6th Dean of Engineering at Prairie View A&M University. A licensed professional engineer, he's a distinguished researcher and scholar with a wealth of administrative experience. His record of achievement in aerospace engineering and energy conservation, combined with his leadership and desire to cultivate students, have made Prairie View's School of Engineering among the most productive of the university's academic programs. Dr. Harris is also a former United States Navy aviator. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Angela Stribling and Dean Kendall Harris.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. It is great to see so many people up this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is just wonderful. Angela and I are just absolutely delighted to MC this most prestigious event to celebrate Baya's 30th anniversary. We also want to tell you that this is actually being streamed live on YouTube.
Yes, Baya has grown from a vision, a twinkle in Tyrone and Jean's eyes 3 decades ago, to an annual event that's one of the largest gatherings of STEM professionals in the nation. Not only does it draw thousands of people, from students to CEOs, the Baya experience continues throughout the year with a myriad of events, mentoring and networking opportunities, and STEM initiatives.
Speaking of that, as we go forward, our focus at this year's Baya is on engagement and community even further. During this conference, we encourage you to download and use the Twitter live streaming app called Periscope. Now, remember, Periscope has its hours, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. No Periscoping after 11 p.m. I go into the witness protection program after 11, okay? So please, go to Periscope and download it to your app. Periscope is all about engagement, the same thing as our Baya event. Periscope allows you to stream anytime, anywhere, live. So you can stream the Baya experience.
I think you can Periscope 24/7.
I don't know about that.
When you're live streaming your video, you're considered a broadcaster. And when others are watching your live stream, they can tap on the screen to give you hearts, which is like you getting applause. There's also a chat function that makes it easy for you to interact with your audience as a broadcaster and interact with broadcasters as a viewer. So give it a try. Become a Baya broadcaster starting right now and help build our Periscope community.
Now, it's time for me to do something that I just love to do, because it's time to present my colleagues, the Council of HBCU Engineering Deans, who are gracing us today on this stage. So I'm proud to be among them, even though this year I don't get the chance to eat breakfast, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with that. So let me begin by saying, first, introducing my good friend, and they're all going to be my good friend, the Dean of Alabama A&M University College of Engineering, Technology, and Physical Science, Dr. Chance Glenn.
Professor and Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Curriculum from Florida A&M, Florida State University College of Engineering, Dr. Reginald J. Perry.
The Dean of Hampton University School of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Eric Shepard.
The Dean of Howard University's College of Engineering, Architecture, and Computer Science, Dr. Akil Misak.
The Dean of Jackson State University College of Science, Engineering, and Technology, Dr. Richard Allo.
The Dean of North Carolina A&T State University's College of Engineering, Dr. Robin N. Koger.
She got a supporter there. Acting Dean of Norfolk State University College of Science, Engineering, and Technology, Dr. Larry Mattons.
Dean of Southern University's College of Engineering and Computer Science, Dr. Habib Mohammadian.
Associate Dean of Tennessee State University's College of Engineering, Dr. Francis Williams.
Interim Dean of Tuskegee University's College of Engineering, Dr. Heshmet Aglan.
Dean of the University of District Columbia School of Engineering and Applied Science, Dr. Devis Shetty.
Dean of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore School of Business and Technology, Dr. Ayodele J. Alade.
Dean of Virginia State University College of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Keith Williamson.
And here with words of welcome is the Dean of Morgan State University School of Engineering, founding member of the host committee, and chair of the Council of Engineering Deans of Historically Black Colleges and Universities, Dr. Eugene Deloach.
Good morning. That's not good enough. Good morning. This is designated as the Dean's Power Breakfast. So we want to get you going this morning so that we will be able to make it through to midnight tonight. And it's a whirlwind. I want to let you know that this is a distinct honor and pleasure on my part to follow the introduction of my colleagues on this stage, the deans at the historically black colleges and universities with ABET accredited engineering programs. There are roughly 340 schools of engineering in the United States, and in order to be those in which we would look to bring some of the best and brightest of our young people to campuses around this country to be engineers, we have to have accreditation by ABET. That is the sign of distinction. And these schools that you see in front of you today, 15 in total, are of that 340, the 15 that are located on historically black colleges and university campuses, all with ABET accreditation. ABET has been the standard of accreditation for some time here in the United States, and now it has moved into the international arena where it is now accrediting programs around the world. They've asked for this as their sign of success and of excellence. So it is my pleasure to welcome you here this morning to our breakfast. These schools, I will tell you, just 4% of the total represent and bring on campus every year roughly 1/3 of all African Americans who aspire to be engineers. And that is, I think, significant. So you get 30% of the enrollees at 4% of the engineering schools in the country. We take this as a very, very serious problem and one that we take great pride in doing on a daily basis. We want to also thank all of you, though, in this room, with emphasis on the corporations, the government agencies, both local, federal, and statewide, and all of you in this room play such a significant role in what we do on a daily basis to keep us safe, secure, and prosperous. And so I say on behalf of my colleagues on this stage and those of you who've come out to welcome the graduates, many of them from our schools, we thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you, and we look forward to many, many more years of collaborative success. Thank you so much.
Now here with greetings is a Raytheon company, Vice President and President of Raytheon Integrated Defense Systems. He is responsible for IDS's 28 locations around the world. With its broad portfolio of weapons, sensors, and integration systems that support Raytheon's international and domestic customer base across multiple mission areas. Please welcome to the stage, Wes Kramer.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here on behalf of Raytheon Company and the 60,000 men and women in our business. I extend warm greetings to the deans of the historically black colleges and universities, Dr. Tyrone Taborn, and all the attendees of the 30th Annual Black Engineer of the Year STEM Conference. Raytheon is proud to be a BEA corporate sponsor and a sponsor of the prestigious BEA Historically Black Colleges and Universities Engineering Dean's Breakfast. We recognize the dedication and hard work the deans are doing to educate and prepare great minds to lead our nation to achievement and prosperity in tomorrow's world of science, technology, engineering, and math. Historically black colleges and universities continue to produce some of the most intelligent and well-prepared men and women in the fields of engineering and sciences. And I'm honored to be here to recognize this talented group amongst us and celebrating these STEM superstars. Some of these superstars, I'm proud to say, made the choice to join Raytheon. Dr. Jerome Forbes, a graduate of Miles College and Tuskegee University. Charlie Dean, a graduate of Southern University, and Dr. Jeffrey Tate, who fine-tuned leadership skills while teaching engineering at Florida A&M University. You'll learn more about Dr. Forbes and Mr. Dean later today, and Dr. Jeffrey Tate was recognized Thursday evening as the Mirror Scientist of the Year. Today, Raytheon continues to be one of the leaders in the defense industry, and part of this success is recruiting and retaining the best and brightest engineers, scientists, and mathematicians. Innovators who create trusted solutions that provide superior capabilities to our military, our allies, and our customers to make the world a safer and more secure place. Supporting STEM education and inspiring the next generation to pursue careers in math and science is a value that Raytheon shares with BEA. We strive for excellence in everything we do. Therefore, we appreciate BEA's efforts to recognize and reward excellence. We go further in our diversity and inclusion efforts to fully engage talent such as those you are recognizing at this event. These values are why we are recognized as a leader in diversity and inclusion. And we're working to exceed our own expectations every day. Thank you for this invitation to talk to you this morning, and I encourage you to take advantage of all the learning, networking, support, and inspiration that you'll find here. Have a great conference.
Thank you, Wes. Our next presenter heads the day-to-day operations for the award-winning AT&T Partner Exchange Reseller Program. leading her 100-person team in turning manual, complicated processes into seamless, automated experiences for customers. I have AT&T, and it's seamless. She is receiving the Outstanding Technical Contribution in Industry Award at tonight's Bayer Gala. Please welcome the Executive Director of Technology and Service Management for the AT&T Partner Exchange, Shay Phillips.
Good morning. The emergence of big data created an opportunity within AT&T to turn it into big insights through the use of unique data discovery techniques. Dr. Tuba Akhtaran Khalesi leads a team of data scientists who mine that data and make sense of network-generated data and petabytes, each of which equals 1 quadrillion bytes. That's a lot of bytes, people. Tuba's execution of the state-of-the-art methodology in mathematical modeling, statistics, and machine learning has really helped us in this field. Her efforts in this deep data-driven science support our quest to improve internal operations and solve challenges for our customers in the new and emerging areas such as geo-contextual analytics. I am proud to present Dr. Tuba Akhtaran Khalesi.
My family of modest means moved from a small Turkish village to a city to give me opportunities. My elementary school went to the trouble of customizing materials for me in a class of 70. With this help, I got into STEM schools for gifted children and flourished. I graduated valedictorian of my high school class, ranked 8th among 2 million people in college entrance exam. Thanks to my teachers and parents' proactive roles early on, I am living proof that a STEM education can develop the potential of underprivileged children. Thank you.
Our next sponsor speaker leads the Leidos Corporate Office of Technology. He provides strategic direction for all technology offerings, guides its R&D program, and promotes growth through innovation. Please welcome the Executive Vice President and Chief Technology Officer of Leidos, Dr. S. Gulu Gambhir.
Thank you. It's a great honor to join you this morning. As CTO, one of my focus areas is innovation. We want to provide our customers with the best solutions we can. And one way we do this is by taking advantage of emerging technology. I found that it's not really about the technology, though. It's really about the people. Our greatest successes come from solving multidisciplinary problems by bringing teams together to focus on very challenging problems for our customers. Problems like how to secure the Internet of Things, how to build a vessel capable of autonomous operation for 90 days, and how to simultaneously improve healthcare outcomes while also making patient care more cost-effective. Success does not come simply from using multidisciplinary teams, however. It comes from using diverse teams, where diversity in technical expertise is just one dimension of the diversity we seek. The diversity that works best is complete diversity, diversity in every dimension: gender, age, geography, culture, ethnicity, sexual orientation, and race. We've found that diverse teams are the most innovative and the most effective. We're a gold-level sponsor of AMY, and we want to extend our commitment beyond the HBCU Dean's Breakfast by having our recruitment team work with each of the deans individually. You want your graduates to find meaningful work, and we're looking for bright innovators who can be part of our team. We look forward to continuing our relationship beyond this breakfast. And it is this deep commitment to diversity that brings me here today. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our next honoree. After serving as a civil engineering instructor at the Coast Guard Academy, Lieutenant Commander Mark Braxton became design team leader and construction branch chief at the Coast Guard Design and Construction Center. His superior performance that led to the rebuilding effort after Hurricane Ike decimated Coast Guard facilities in Galveston, Texas in 2008 made him a subject matter expert in disaster response and storm repair initiatives. In 2012, he led Coast Guard recovery and building efforts in New York and New Jersey following Hurricane Sandy, resulting in complete restoration of operating capability in record time. I'm proud to present Lieutenant Commander Mark Braxton.
Good morning. In 10th grade, my teacher asked me what college degree I wanted to pursue. I asked her what her daughter, valedictorian of her class, was studying. Ms. Gordon explained Valerie wanted to be an engineer. That's when I decided I wanted to pursue engineering. I researched That part wasn't scripted. I researched various disciplines and found civil engineering to be the best fit for me. The U.S. Coast Guard Academy was my college of choice. The curriculum was challenging. I set aside everything, including my social life, and concentrated on graduating with my Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Becoming an engineer truly changed my life. Today, I recruit and mentor aspiring engineers to help them do the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next sponsor speaker partners with Boeing's businesses and functions to design, implement, and training development programs that are world-class, cost-effective, and aligned to business goals and objectives. These collaborative efforts are focused on ensuring that employees have the requisite skills to perform their jobs. Please welcome to the stage the Vice President for Learning, Training, and Development at the Boeing Company, the B, Norma Clayton.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Good morning, everyone. Booker T. Washington, the founder of Tuskegee University, once said, "Associate yourself with people of good quality, for it is better to be alone than in bad company." Well, we are certainly associated with people of good quality today. In fact, that has always been the case at BEA, and I should know because I've been associated with this organization since it started 30 years ago. Through this relationship, I have been exposed to some of the best African Americans in STEM, expanded my network of professional leaders, developed a broad set of mentors, trusted advisors, and also recruited some of the nation's top talent to our company. I would like to thank BEA for 3 solid decades of recognizing African American technical achievements in STEM, in the military, in community service, and in breakthrough innovations. On behalf of the Boeing Company, I congratulate this year's special recognition awardees, starting with Boeing's own David Cade. As you may have heard, 2016 is a milestone year for Boeing, marking our 100th year in aerospace. Over the past century, successive generations of talented employees have passed the torch of ingenuity to build the world's largest aerospace company and helped shape the course of human history and mankind. Boeing would not be leading the aerospace industry today without scientists, engineers, and other exceptional people who apply their capabilities to analyze, address, and conquer complex technical challenges. And those challenges get more complex every day. As we head into our second century, we aim to accelerate our efforts, and STEM education is essential for us to do so. To tackle the business challenges we face today and tomorrow, we need a pipeline of diverse innovators who can strengthen and grow our commercial airplanes, defense, space, and security businesses, people who can create the next great leap in aerospace. University deans and presidents play a critical role in developing those innovators who will push science and technology forward. I want to thank our deans for all they do year-round to advance STEM education, shape STEM curriculum, and develop STEM capabilities. They are helping unlock the potential of our next generation of scientists, technologists, and leaders. On a final note, to all of you talented people here today, I hope you will be inspired by what you see and hear this morning. Take advantage of all that BEA has to offer. Visit the career fair and talk to many representatives who are all here to support you. Learn as much as you can about the companies, including Boeing. Enjoy your day and enjoy your breakfast. Thank you.
The presenter of our next award inspires operational excellence and critical customer support on a daily basis. Please welcome the director and San Antonio site leader for the Boeing Company, Brian Scott.
Good morning. David Cade's skills, talent, knowledge, and leadership are highly respected throughout the Boeing Company since joining us in 2008. David currently is the Vice President of Contracts, Pricing, Estimating, and Procurement Analysis for Boeing Defense, Space, and Securities. He oversees almost 1,300 employees who propose and execute contracts with numerous U.S. and international entities and various commercial customers. Among other things, he provides leadership of all functional contracting and pricing and estimating operation across BDS's 3 business divisions. David previously served as Vice President of Procurement, Contracting, and Risk Management and Supplier Management with responsibility for BDS's pricing, policy, and risk management on all U.S. government and international contracts, commercial subcontracts, and supplier agreements. Please join me in welcoming David Cade.
At Christmas dinner, our family of lawyers loved to tell stories about my great-grandfather, how he lost a leg as a child after being hit by a train, how he graduated from the University of Michigan Law School in 1902, but he could not live on campus because he was black. Yet, after graduation, he went into partnership with a white attorney. How he sued the railroad for not putting his settlement money into a trust fund when he was young. But mostly, how he never, ever used his race or his disability as an excuse. His picture on my desk in law school reminded me daily that I had no reason to slack off or not strive to be the best. And for that, I thank him.
Now it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium from Tuskegee University's College of Engineering, Dean Heshmet Aglin. And from the University of the District of Columbia School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, Dean Devdas Shetty.
Thank you, Angela. It is estimated that nearly 1/3 of all black science and engineering doctoral recipients receive their bachelor degrees from an HBCU. That is why supporting HBCUs is so essential in our efforts to increase diverse participation in STEM career. The names you see on the screen are our top supporters of HBCU engineering schools. The top 5 industry supporters are Lockheed Martin Corporation, the Boeing Company, Northrop Grumman Corporation, Chevron Corporations, the Raytheon Company.
The top 5 government supporters are National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, Naval Sea Systems Command, Air Force Office of Scientific Research, US Navy, and National Science Foundation. This list is the result of the survey of the 15 Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology, which is ABET accredited HBCUs, and the Corporate Academic Alliance, which is Advancing Minorities' Interest in Engineering, AMIE. In completing the survey, the institutions are asked to list the corporate and government or non-profit organizations that provide the most support to their schools.
Among the factors considered are support for infrastructure modernization and enhancement, research and mentorship projects, participation on advisory councils, faculty development opportunities, scholarships, and career opportunities. Please join us in giving all these organizations a round of applause for their invaluable support.
We also invite members of these organizations to join us immediately after this Dean's Breakfast for a meeting and greet photo opportunity in Franklin Room 13, that is on the 4th floor of this hotel, when we look forward to greeting you personally. Thank you.
Thank you, Deans. To present our next special recognition award, please welcome from Alabama A&M University, Dean Chance Glenn, and from Norfolk State University, Dean Larry Matitz.
Good morning. Derek Cheston brings innovation and thought leadership to the NASA Glenn Research Center. He oversees organizations responsible for the development and operation of complex space flight, aeronautics, and ground-based systems and vehicles. Derek has headed or contributed to numerous engineering projects and experiments that have advanced NASA science and research and delivered safer, more reliable flight and ground systems.
He leads approximately 90 engineers
in the planning and execution of systems engineering and integration for the project life cycle from conceptual early stage to full operational phase, and the full range of technology development projects to flight systems. I am proud to present Derek Cheston.
Thank you. Born in a rural North Carolina town, I am second youngest of 6 children. My parents, who were HBCU graduates, were public school educators who instilled respecting others, quietly leading, and giving back to the community. They led 4-H clubs, Little League baseball, and involved us in church. Observing them, I believed I could do anything I set my hands and mind to with God's help. My father taught shop and masonry and was an extraordinary problem solving who I believe could do anything. My mother encouraged my love of math and science. In addition to thanking my Lord and Savior, I honor my parents, Sterling and Molly Cheston, as I accept this award. Thank you.
The presenter of our next award is President and Chief Executive Officer of the Aerospace Corporation, a leading architect for the nation's national security space programs. Dr. Wanda Austin is internationally recognized for her leadership in engineering and space mission assurance. She will soon be retiring, leaving an inspiring legacy. Please welcome the 2009 Black Engineer of the Year, Dr. Wanda M. Austin.
Good morning. Alan Campito is one of the premier systems engineers at the Aerospace Corporation. He's contributed immensely to the National Space Program and dedicated himself tirelessly throughout his career to mentoring the next generation of STEM professionals. At Aerospace, Alan currently serves as General Manager of the Electronics and Sensors Division, where he leads and coordinates support activities in sensor systems and electronics engineering and evaluation. Since joining the Aerospace Corporation over 38 years ago, he has positively impacted every program that he has been involved in, showing leadership and commitment to our country's incredible mission every step of the way. It's my pleasure to present Alan Campito.
When I was 6 years old, I spent 2 years away from my family in a home for asthmatic children. Fortunately, I loved the hospital library, and there was a good elementary school nearby. Science fiction, encyclopedias, dictionaries, those were my friends, and they fueled my interest in space. And that's when I knew what I wanted to be. So college and engineering, they were foreign to my world, but fortunately, my uneducated immigrant godfather, Venancio Bequiring, took me to the Museum of Science and Industry frequently and told me, Go to school, make something of yourself. And I did. I went to school and made something. And unbelievably, I find myself here. Thank you very much.
The next presenter of our Special Recognition Award is responsible for strategic and operational leadership in the Technical Operations Organization for Lockheed Martin Aeronautics Company. Ensuring technical integrity is the products and processes. Please welcome Vice President of Engineering and Technical Operations for Aeronautics, Ryan Basir. Ryan.
Good morning. In just 13 years, Tamari Crawford has amassed an extraordinary record with Lockheed Martin. She's responsible for work product quality, including the assessment of system processes and product performance for the C-130, the C-5, the P-3, F-16, F-22, and our F-35 fighter programs. She previously was a lead system engineer on the F-22 Raptor, the world's only fifth-gen fighter. With F-22 having reached the end of production, Tamari was responsible for overseeing the dismantling of that production line, preserving and storing those production components for future use. With no standard model for doing this, hers will be the blueprint that will be used going forward. I'm proud to present Tamari Crawford.
Good morning. As a 13-year-old girl from a small Mississippi town, in 8th grade, I decided to become an engineer. My junior year in college, I read the book Skunk Works, which discusses Lockheed Martin's development of stealth technology. And I declared, I'm moving to Texas to work for Lockheed Martin. My parents, Archie and Janelle Crawford, who are here today, Mom, Dad. My parents taught me that all things are possible when you believe in God and yourself. So, I set out with no job, family, interview, or connections, and with only $292 in my pocket. Fast forward 13 years, and here I am. Service is inextricably woven into the tapestry of my life. My joy is inspiring youth through STEM. Thank you.
Bravo. It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage the executive responsible for vehicle line manufacturing for Fiat Chrysler Assembly, including developing program and project timing, issues management, and capital investment requirements for all manufacturing assembly programs. Please welcome the Director and Head of Vehicle Line Manufacturing for NAFTA Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, J.P. McBride.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you as we honor the contributions of outstanding, talented Black engineers in the industry today. I'm particularly pleased to present the opportunity to present Crystal Fears from Chrysler Automotives for a special recognition award. But before I do that, I wanted to take a few moments to discuss how FCA works to ensure more talented people like Crystal out there interested and prepared to join an exciting, fast-growing company like ours. Talented people drive our company's success. As such, teams recruit actively on more than 30 major college campuses throughout the United States. And while the talent is indeed the currency of business like ours, the economic multiple is diverse talent. Diverse talent is not just a nice thing to have for the photo opportunity. It is a key driver for our ability to innovate and ensure that innovation is relevant to the community at large, the communities in which we operate, the communities that buy and enjoy our products. So the investment that truly pays off is the investment we make to promote science, technology, engineering, math development in our communities, to inspire more young, diverse, talented young people like Crystal to pursue careers in the value chain of business today. To this end, we are very proud of our company to be named one of the top supporters of the engineering programs at nation's historically black colleges and universities for the past 3 years. We are excited to support programs like FIRST Robotics, which enable young dreamers to apply their STEM interests in amazing ways. And we are inspired by how our support of programs like Florida International University's Engineers on Wheels program that brings STEM learning to underdeserved communities. The FCA Foundation donated a Pram Rowmaster to the program. We wrapped it, we outfitted it, and the university's students and instructors use it as a mobile STEM learning lab brought to the children in the communities around the schools in South Florida. While we work to support filling the pipeline with diverse talent, we also work to ensure this talent has opportunities to develop once they choose to be part of our team. Among these opportunities is our Chrysler Institute of Engineering, which offers potential engineering recruits the opportunity to pursue a 2-year assignment that includes 6 rotations throughout our engineering and product development organization while they pursue their master's degrees in one of 6 nearby universities. Over the years, many of our company's engineering leaders were products of this program. In addition, we offer talented, high-potential candidates into our Manufacturing Leadership Development Program, which develops future leaders through real work assignments while candidates rotate through core functions of our manufacturing organization, focusing on world-class manufacturing processes, products, and services. Like the CIE, the MLDP candidates can currently work on completion of an advanced degree. In all these leadership programs, employees receive accelerated professional development, executive sponsors, and networking opportunities. I invite all of you to visit ChryslerCareers.com to learn more about the opportunities to join our team. Now I'd like to introduce you to some of the members of that team.
What makes a great car? Different parts placed together in absolute harmony. It's a sense of community working towards the same goal. It's a family driving down the road in absolute confidence of a product put together by an extended family who never ceases to think about them. It's a sense of pride expressed through a mosaic of brilliant minds, building an American legacy. It's learning from the past and looking ahead. It's proving ourselves world-class by embracing a worldwide mindset. It's a commitment to be the best. It's the empowerment given to the people who have the courage to challenge the obvious, to travel uncharted paths, to break away from convention and the old way of doing things. It's the ambition to become a leader, the privilege to influence, and the satisfaction to inspire. These are the qualities of the men and women of the new Chrysler. What makes a great car? You.
Again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk with you today. It is now my honor to introduce my colleague, Crystal Fears, the recipient of BEA's Special Recognition Award. Crystal Fears is a brilliant engineer with a dynamic leadership style that moves us forward. She coached a team of engineers and managers to implement significant paint, body shop, and assembly line changes to accommodate our Jeep Grand Cherokee and Dodge Durango model product changes. She successfully implemented a transmission flash program at our Jefferson assembly plant facility that saved the company several millions of dollars annually while reducing transmission part complexity by 75%. This innovative project is a first within Fiat Chrysler automobiles and is now being implemented across multiple vehicle lines and assembly plants on a global level. I'm proud to present Crystal Fears.
Good morning. As the daughter of a union officer and a police sergeant, I grew up wanting to be a detective, like the great Sherlock Holmes or my personal favorite, Columbo. However, at age 9, my mathematics teacher proclaimed, "You should be an engineer," and I've never looked back. The seed that this underpaid Detroit public school teacher planted in me ignited a flame that no obstacle could extinguish or detective work could compete with. And so, as we enjoy this glorious celebration of STEM excellence, I hope that you also hear something that inspires for years and years to come. Thank you.
Now, please welcome to the stage the executive responsible for ensuring the execution across 60 major General Dynamics Mission Systems sites and 6,700 employees, Vice President of Engineering, Chris Brady.
Good morning. On behalf of General Dynamics, welcome to the HBCU Engineering Dean's Breakfast. And congratulations to CCG for 30 years of the BEA STEM Conference going strong. We look forward to many more years of partnering with the organization because there remains so much to be done. According to the National Science Foundation, in 2013, only 3% of science and engineering professionals were Black men, and only 2% were Black women. The same is true for Hispanic men and women. Together, we need to bring these numbers in line with those of the general population. But this all has to start with inspiring the engineers of tomorrow at an early age. Back in Arizona, we fund and our employees teach a program with the local Boys and Girls Clubs called eCrew. Now in its 7th year, this hands-on program exposes children ages 10 to 14 from all socioeconomic backgrounds to the fascinating things we do at our plant, to solving real engineering problems, and most importantly, to the reality that they really can do this. We also have speakers from 2 colleges presenting that college is for you. Perhaps the most exciting part of all is something we didn't anticipate. Other kids in the club who thought this was for nerds and eggheads started looking in on the classroom, at the cool things going on, and now they too are eager to join. My hope is that at least some of these eCrew members will consider attending an HBCU, because it's clear how valuable these institutions are to the workforce as a whole. Nearly 1/3 of all Black science and engineering doctoral recipients receive their bachelor's degrees from an HBCU. These institutions of higher learning are making an enormous impact on the number of diverse STEM professionals who are entering the workforce. General Dynamics is a leading provider of aerospace, maritime, and ground vehicles and platforms. We also provide the advanced intelligence inside ballistic missile guidance, advanced avionics, top secret level encryption, cyber defense, satellite payloads, radar systems, tactical radios, signals intelligence, among others. At the forefront of our organization is our CEO, Phoebe Novakovic, whom Fortune magazine ranked number 10 on its latest list of the most powerful women. The workforce at General Dynamics could not agree more with that assessment. We're especially proud to have a female CEO, considering that among S&P 500 companies, only 21, or 4.2%, are led by women. We are committed to increasing our diverse workforce. Therefore, I would be remiss if I did not inform all of you high-performing STEM professionals in this room of our General Dynamics careers page. Please do visit gdcareers.com. And see if one of our open requisitions would be a fit for you. We would love to have you join our team. Thank you again to Bea and to the deans for allowing me to take a few minutes to speak with you. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the recipient of the Special Recognition Award. John C. James III has been the lead of the General Dynamics Mission Systems team assigned to the NASA Magnetospheric Multiscale mission that launched March 12th of 2015. It investigates how the sun's and Earth's magnetic fields connect and disconnect, explosively transferring energy from one to another in a vital process called magnetic reconnection. John has played a critical management role in every aspect of the project, from planning to post-launch. We're furthering our understanding of the physics of the solar system as a direct result of his critical contributions to the mission. I am proud to present John C. James III.
Good morning. You know, growing up, my mother always believed in me. She told me I'd do well. And after high school, I hit a bump in the road, and I decided that college was not for me. Well, Mom said, you either go to school or you get out. Well, needless to say, I went to college. But I moved out anyway. I majored in physics, geophysics, at Virginia State University. And I planned to work for an oil company, but that job fell through. I learned about an opening at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. I applied, and I have enjoyed a long career in the aerospace industry. Space, the final frontier. I have a really cool job. Thank you, Mom.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium from Virginia State University, Dean Keith Williamson.
Good morning. I'm pleased to introduce this morning's featured speaker, Colin Parrish, who's Vice President of Research for GE's Global Research Center. Dr. Parrish is responsible for all software systems and analytics research for GE's industrial and capital businesses. But what's specifically important for us this morning is that he's going to tell us about what's being called the second wave of the internet. It's the so-called industrial internet. This Internet of Things technology is being incorporated into products and services that can transform products and services for the benefits of our consumers. And as engineering deans, we're incorporating these ideas into our curriculum to stay at the forefront of innovation. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in providing a warm welcome this morning to our featured speaker, Dr. Colin Parrish.
Good morning. Okay, my topic this morning is one that has its roots in a technology whose impact has been rapidly growing in the last 2 decades. In fact, this technology is so profound that it seems commonplace to us now. So if you think about our journey here, most of us travel here by purchasing tickets online, using smartphones as our boarding passes. You purchase a coffee at the airport using a Starbucks app. Used Uber to get a cab from the airport to the hotel. Used text messaging and FaceTime to tell the family we arrived, all on one device that you can give a command verbally to. That's a huge transformation from 20 years ago, all made possible by information technology. So these are advances in computing, networking, software, analytics, big data, and mobile technologies. Consumer-based IT connects 3 billion users in 2015. That's growing to 7 billion by 2020. It drove 1.6 trillion in economic value in 2015, and that will grow to 3.6 trillion in 2020. So we've seen profound impacts to consumer industries over the last 20 years. The retail industry was transformed by Amazon, advertising industry by Google, and the entertainment industry by Apple. Consumers now have better choices of products and services, can get better deals through personalization, and are now empowered by reading and writing reviews on products and services. However, this is just the first step. I believe that we are at the start of another massive transformation, one that's newer and even larger, and is beginning as the internet evolves and expands to not only connect humans, but also things, especially machines. So this is the focus of my talk this morning. It is called the Industrial Internet, or the Internet of Things, and includes all of the machines and smart things that have access to the network. As we make this transition, we can already see it's a very large one. In 2020, as I mentioned, we'll have 7 billion human users, but there'll be 46 billion machines on the internet. This will drive $12 trillion of economic value, 4 times as much as that of the consumer internet. We've talked about profound impacts to the consumer sector. The impacts to the industrial sector will even be much larger. Electric industries like power generation, power distribution, wind and solar will be transformed, as will oil and gas industries, automotive, aviation, locomotive, shipping, healthcare, and manufacturing industries. These are the very industries that form the physical infrastructure of our lives and support all of the consumer industries. As it did with the consumer industry, with Apple, Amazon, and Google, it will transform the business landscape in an even more profound way. So who are the next corporate giants that will rise in a space that's 4 times as large in economic value? What industries would be impacted? So let's take a simple example that we all hear about. Let's talk about the Google car. This is a great example of a driverless car and a great example of a transformation that's about to happen. And it will surprise people with the speed. So 20 years ago, did we truly believe that many people will only have mobile phones in their homes, look at television shows on their cell phones instead of their televisions, pay for coffee using a cell phone? It's very real. So imagine what will happen 20 years from now with these driverless cars and trucks. Now in China, they're focused on driverless buses and shuttles. In Australia, it's driverless trains. Let's talk a bit about the transformation that touches all industries as this technology arises. Let's talk about the automotive industry. Given that our cars sit in parking lots for 10 hours a day while we're at work, how many people would own a car if you could get access to a ride when you need it just as quickly? As the majority of the world, especially China and India, are moving towards cities that have terrible infrastructures, do they want cars? What did the automotive industry do? Does Tesla sell its cars to Uber? Let's talk about the transportation industry. What do you do when the average age of a truck driver in the US is 45 and less people are seeking the role while we're sending more packages from Amazon to our homes? Can you use driverless trucks to move material at night on freeways? What about the commercial real estate industry? For every car in this country, we have 4 parking spaces. There's one at home, there's one at work, there's a piece in the mall, there's a piece at the park. Would we need all these parking spaces if the cars are driverless? What would happen to the insurance company? Many of them rely only on personal car insurance. What do you do with the energy industry? Given that most of these cars will work in the cities, shouldn't they be electric? What happens to gas and electricity prices? And cities. New York City gets $600 million a year in parking tickets. With driverless cars that are smarter and less of them, how many parking tickets will they write? How do you deal with this lost revenue? So this is just a few impacts to many industries on one small topic, driverless cars. Equally huge impacts will be seen in the energy, the oil and gas, the aviation, the manufacturing, the shipping and mining industries, all being transformed by IT technology or derivative IT technologies like 3D printing and robotics. Now, with these huge impacts, you could well imagine the impact on jobs, companies, governments, business systems. It will be a myriad of sustained confusion for those who are unaware of the scope and unprepared for the transformation, or a massive opportunity for those who understand the scope and prepare for the transformation and take the risk. This is especially relevant to our community. As we reflect on the impact of the digital consumer transformation and the growth of the tech industry in the last 20 years, when we look for our footprints in this industry, they are there, but far too few. So, however, with this new transformation, which is much larger and more impactful, there'll be another chance for us to participate in progress. And it's firmly grounded in science, technology, engineering, math, and design, especially suited for this audience. So let me offer 2 things for your consideration to allow us to participate in progress rapidly. It's all about preparation and execution. So preparation is about your mindset, a mindset of consistent curiosity and learning. And it's about developing a few foundational blocks. There are 3 foundational blocks I would suggest. The first block is called patterns. So now as you think about this new landscape, it's a combination of the industrial internet and the consumer internet. It's the interaction of the 6 billion users with the 50 billion machines, or the 50 billion machines with each other, to give rise to new services and capabilities that will transform the world. So Uber is trying to connect people with free space in cars. Now they're doing so using people right now as they reach the drivers of the cars or the taxis. But what if Uber could communicate directly to the cars and direct the cars to us? Much better efficiency. If the buildings know that no one is in them and can communicate to the electric grid to reduce the power, again, much better efficiency. So you find the linkages between the machines and people and the machines and machines, analyze the data and determine how to make them more efficient. When you can do that in one city or one building, this is called a pattern. Then you can scale it massively because everything is connected on the cloud. So that's the pattern. Next one is exponential technologies. Now, information technology is one of the few technologies that I know in which the technology is repeatedly used to recreate a better version of itself. Think about that. So I build processors, and then we use the processors to write computer simulation programs that could build better processors with better yield. So the processor helped to create a better processor. I wrote software programs in assembler machine code. Then we wrote compilers that would write the machine code or the assembler code. Then we wrote interpreters or scripting languages that wrote the compilers. The software is writing better software. So when you combine technologies that can create a better version of themselves, you get exponential technologies. The performance rate grows exponentially while the cost drops. This is why a mainframe that 25 years ago will fit in a quarter of this room is now in your pocket, in your cell phone. So when you apply these exponential technologies to problems found by using patterns, you can now solve these problems at a very low cost. The third building block is called physical and digital. It's all about combining physical systems and digital systems. How do I reduce fuel consumption in power plants if the factories and homes can tell me exactly what power they need and when they need it? It's the combination of the physical homes, factories, and power plants, and the digital data flowing from each of them. Using these exponential technologies, we can easily do this. How do you reduce aircraft delays each hour when there's a delay or maintenance problem with the planes at the gates? It's the combination of the physical planes, airports, gates, and the digital data from each of them. Using these exponential technologies, we can solve that problem. This is how you get better efficiencies and new services, the integration of the physical and digital. And these are billions of dollars of inefficiencies waiting to be claimed. So the focus is on patterns, exponential technologies, and physical plus digital. So now how do you execute? 3 suggestions again for your consideration. First is make friends. Create consortiums and groups that allow you to get access to the industrial internet elements that need to be transformed. Spend the time to understand the technical and business problems. Determine where the most benefit is to be gained. You can do this a lot easier now that you have the exponential technologies, because this can get data for you. Second is to gain credibility by doing. So train your faculty, your friends, students to understand the use of patterns, exponential technology, and physical and digital, and then actually do projects. Now, when you do tough, relevant projects, you learn, and your mindset, vocabulary, and perspective change. So now you showcase what you have done, not what you have said. If you're doing relevant things and showing what you have done, especially on the internet, the key problems and the key people will find you because they're using the same analytics to solve their problems. The third is make doing and delivery the same thing. Let's go back to these exponential technologies for a minute. Here's one technology you must use, clouds. So cloud services such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and GE's Predix are a phenomenal asset for startup projects and companies. You pay for what you use, it's cheap, and you get it right away. So you can do many projects on the cloud cheaply, and so the cost to learn is low. Now, what's truly amazing is when you find a solution, the right pattern, you can scale it instantly, getting all of the resources that you need in the cloud and delivering it to the customer immediately. Now, in the old world, you'd have to transfer that solution and get it scaled by a large company that would negotiate most of the profits away from you. Now you are in control. You do and deliver at the same instance, which is why you must do and not just say. So focus on making friends, getting credibility by doing, and making doing and delivery the same thing. So I hope I have at least piqued your interest in this industrial internet and Internet of Things and what it can mean for us as a community and for you and your organizations personally. I truly believe it's a major inflection point on this planet, much greater than we've seen before. And I think the opportunities are enormous for us if we prepare and if we execute. Thank you very much for your time.
The presenter of our next award leads the Sandia National Laboratories Nuclear Weapons Program Management Unit. Please welcome Deputy Laboratories Director and Executive Vice President of Sandia National Laboratories, Dr. J. Stephen Rottler.
Good morning. The strength of Dr. Conrad D. James' scientific skills is a unique blend of applied biology and micro and nanoscience. His body of work has had far-reaching impacts, addressing fundamental issues relevant to national security applications, environmental sensing, medical diagnostics, and advanced computing. Most significant is his current leadership of a 3-year research and development effort to automate and accelerate the analysis of data-intensive problems. Its potential impact is so widespread that Sandia recognized it as one of our Grand Challenge research projects. As project leader, Conrad guides the work of 30 scientists and engineers. And as if that wasn't enough, he's in his second term, representing the 24th District in the New Mexico House of Representatives, and until recently was a member of the Board of Regents of the University of New Mexico. It's my privilege, and I'm very proud to present Dr. Conrad James.
My grandfather, a man with little formal education, had a strong passion for physics. When my father was young, grandfather would tell him about the latest physics research he had read, including Einstein's theory of relativity. Father developed that exact same passion. And after military service and starting a family, he earned his master's degree in physics. As a young boy, I remember watching him study late into the night, wondering if I would ever be smart enough to study from books like that. I stand here as the beneficiary of this passion, passed from grandfather to father to me. Thank you.
To introduce our next award, please welcome from the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, Dean Ayodele J. Alade, and from Hampton University, Dean Eric Shepard.
Good morning. Dr. Yan-Wei Jin is an extraordinary researcher of signal processing with emphasis in detection, estimation, and imaging. Widely published, he actively incorporates research into his classes to inspire the quest for innovation. His teacher-centered teaching motivates first-generation students of all races, helping them reveal their hidden problem-solving potential.
Yan-Wei's mentoring and support have empowered and inspired many to pursue successful engineering career and graduate studies in renowned engineering programs. Dedicated to the mission of the University of Maryland Institution, as an interim chair, he helped lead the effort for successful ABET engineering accreditation. I'm proud to present Dr. Yan-Wei Jin.
Good morning. I believe if you want to change the world, you need to be an engineer. When I started college, there were struggles, but also blessings, because I was a first-generation student. I received my PhD in electrical engineering and looked for a faculty position, hoping to find an intellectual home that will allow me to teach and to change how young engineers are educated, especially first-generation students. And I found it at the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. I'm privileged to help create the university's first accredited engineering program. I'm grateful for their opportunity and this great honor from Bay Area. Thank you.
To introduce the next Special Recognition Award recipient, please welcome from Tennessee State University College of Engineering, Dean Francis Williams, and from Florida A&M Florida State University, Dean Reginald J. Perry.
Erica McLean's significant achievements performing demanding roles in both terminal high-altitude area defense and the Sensors Directorate resulted in her assignment as acting chief for the Missile Defense Agency's Harder-in-the-Loop Ground Test Directorate.
Since assuming this significant position last year, Erica has already successfully served as the System Mission Manager and Mission Director for the Integrated Ground Test. That test proved critical data supporting delivery and assessment of new capabilities for the defense of the homeland and U.S. Pacific Command area of responsibility. Her dedication, technical acumen, and flawless execution rise to every challenge. I'm proud to present Erica McLean.
Thank you. I want to thank my family who's here as well. I majored in electrical engineering at Tennessee State University. As a sophomore, I rode the bus to the Bay Area Conference in Baltimore and met several distinguished Black engineers. Who would imagine I'd be right here before you today accepting this award? But thanks to my HBCU and my family, I am. Tennessee State University taught me so much, from learning to master public speaking as a Student Leadership Council president, to asking for help and benefiting from many workshops and tutoring sessions. And when I faced what I thought were insurmountable challenges, my college and my family wouldn't let me quit. You made me who I am today, and I am forever grateful. Thank you.
The next presenter of our Special Recognition Award is responsible for the F-35 mission systems design requirements, avionics, software, and mission systems hardware development and delivery for Lockheed Martin Aeronautics Company. Please welcome Vice President of F-35 Mission Systems and Software, Norm Malnack.
Good morning. Tanisha Smith is passionate about her volunteer work and investing in the lives of future generations. Her efforts began in college and continued after joining the Lockheed Martin Corporation. As a member of the network of volunteer associates, she became involved with multiple STEM projects. Among them, she led a demonstration on how to build a space shuttle, part of a space day that drew over 250,000 people. Since then, she's done everything from mentoring a fifth-year first robotics competition and talking about the importance of teamwork in engineering to serving as Midwest Chair, Outreach Chair of our company's African American Leadership Forum. I'm proud to present Tanisha Smith.
Thank you, Norm. Good morning. As I look around the room, each face tells a story. We have different life experiences, yet we all share a willingness to give our time to help others. My father, a community leader over 30 years, inspired me. And my mother, she was my support system. Growing up in Alabama, the oldest of 3 children, I was determined to be a role model for my siblings. When choosing a major, studying computer science became the best decision of my life, leading STEM to be my passion. And shout out to Alabama A&M University. I challenge all of you today to find your passion and blaze that trail for others. Remember, we are leaders. We were placed on this earth to inspire. We are STEM. Thank you.
To introduce our next recognition award recipient, please welcome from Howard University, Dean Akil Missick, and from Jackson State University, Dean Richard Ello.
Okay, folks, the sky may be the limit for some people, but not for Thierry Starr. He's an aviation planning and design task lead for some of CH2M's most challenging and innovative airport capacity improvement initiatives. He has had key roles in major, high-profile, multi-billion-dollar airport capital improvement programs, including the Mumbai International Airport and the Philadelphia International Airport.
He's currently involved in the implementation of the O'Hare Modernization Program, as well as leading several tasks for other airfield planning and design projects. And in his involvement in countless community service projects also knows no bounds. So I'm proud and pleased to present Thierry Starr.
I grew up in Dakar, Senegal's capital city. Grandmother lived with us. I benefited from her wisdom and prayer. As a kid, I was passionate about science and technology books my mother bought me. I drive my father crazy, asking endless questions about the tools sold at a hardware business he managed. I still have that inquisitiveness. Hopefully, it doesn't have the same effect on my bosses. In my senior year in high school, my instructor challenged the 2 remaining students in physics to pursue STEM careers. I was one of them, and challenged my mentees to do the same. Thank you.
Our next sponsor speaker is the Executive Director of Logistics, Maintenance, and Industrial Operations at Naval Sea Systems Command. She oversees all 4 supervisors of shipbuilding and all 4 of the Navy's shipyards. Please welcome Miss Sharon Smoot.
I have the box. Good morning. I know that many of you were expecting to see Vice Admiral Hillardis on the stage, but unfortunately he had a loss in the family, so I'm here in his place. In spite of the circumstances, I'm thrilled to take his place here today as we cap off this year's Black Engineer of the Year Awards events. I want to echo what Vice Admiral Hillardis said last year. What we do here is great, but it's what we do tomorrow, next week, next month, next year that's truly important. Our work in building the next generation of STEM leaders will never end. We're building something that will never stop growing, so we must be working on it nonstop. It's just that important. From a command perspective, NAVSEA is committed to being an active part of the team that's guiding our future STEM leaders. We support STEM-related efforts across the country, along with our partners at the Strategic Systems Programs Command, led last night by Mr. Jimmy Smith. Jimmy? We fund scholarships for recruiting students from historically Black colleges and universities, and I'm happy to report that the 12 students we hired last summer and the 14 we hired in 2014 are still with us. Additionally, we have 35 students participating in the Navy STEM scholarship program within and across the HBCUs. 20 are student employees, and of these 26 will graduate this May, and I'm confident that they will all join us as full-time employees at NAVSEA. The remaining 15 of our 35 students are freshmen who are applying for student employment right now. This will allow them to get hands-on experience that is so crucial in our business. Hey, numbers are great, but we must remember that there are people with names and dreams and aspirations behind the numbers. So let me introduce you to one of the people behind our program. Mahara Kennedy graduated from the University of the District of Columbia just a couple of months ago in December of 2015. A Washington, D.C. native, Mahara is now a full-time employee with the Naval Surface Warfare Center, Dahlgren Division, working in expeditionary platform weapons integration. And her focus is on battery box integration in Humvees. When asked about how the scholarship has impacted her, she said, because of the Navy STEM scholarship and internship program, I was able to work in my field and have a better idea of what I wanted to do, which is design. Here's someone who attended a technical high school and knew that she was interested in STEM. It just took the scholarship program to get Mahara the hands-on experience she needed, and now she's getting to work in a field that she's truly excited about. Mahara is one of nearly 80 participants in our intern program, and I believe she's indicative of what you'll find throughout the program. Motivated, hungry, bright, young men and women who are caught by the STEM bug and want to make their passion their career. Since last year, we've made some significant changes at NAVSEA, and at our headquarters in Washington, D.C., we're gearing up to launch our Games Center. So GAMES stands for Gateway Through Adventures, Mathematics, Engineering, and Science. It provides a place where students like Mahara can learn about STEM fields and get hands-on experience. We're connecting with DC public schools so that the local students can take part and build a strong STEM foundation. Odds are, games will lead to more students like Mahara who will find a passion for STEM. We'll need a new type of STEM-educated people to address a growing threat: cyber crimes and cyber intrusion. This is truly a national security issue and directly impacts the Navy and NAVSEA. To address it, NAVSEA stood up the Naval Surface Warfare Center Philadelphia Division to be our center for excellence for machinery and control system cybersecurity. NSWC Philadelphia is also one of our hosts, so you may have seen their 5 displays which cover areas like laser metrology and 3D printing, and of course cybersecurity and HM&E applications. Standing up a command is one thing, but we have to put the right people there to ensure success. And to that end, we, along with Strategic Systems Programs and Space and Naval Warfare Systems Command, are building a scholarship program at Morgan State University focused on cybersecurity. This scholarship will provide a one-year, on-campus master's degree of engineering with a concentration on cyber and communications security. Not only will students gain valuable hands-on experience, they will remain salaried employees throughout their education with tuition and fees paid through the Defense Acquisition Development Program. This program will enhance our STEM scholarship program currently operating across our HBCUs, offering new opportunities for a graduate program. This is great and a much-needed addition to our portfolio. So before I close, I want to take this opportunity to thank the deans who have invested so much in STEM here in the United States, and I can't thank you enough for filling the ranks of the Navy and Naval Sea Systems Command with such talent for our future leaders. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the Student Leadership Award, please welcome to the stage the 38th Vice Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Michelle Howard.
So they put this box up here, because all of a sudden I'm taller than last night. But I'm going to use this as a metaphor. I'm going to think outside the box. And I'm the M. I was a math major. And so for you E people, you engineers, this is the best you could do for me? Something, please. Some people allow their lives to be defined by their circumstances, and some defy them. Midshipman First Class Andre Evans is one of the latter. He and his two brothers sat in their South Chicago basement and mapped out a plan to overcome their tough circumstances. All three, supported by the shoulders of their courageous family, were accepted to the U.S. Naval Academy. As a midshipman and leader, Andre continues to challenge and lift up his peers and mentees. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the BEA Student Leadership Award to Midshipman First Class Andre Evans.
Yeah, tall people problems. I can't even start first without thanking God and my mother and my grandmother and my godmother. And I'm just gonna go off the script and say what's on my heart. At the age of 12, I joined a gang called GDN because I didn't really have a father figure in my life. I did it for a role model. And I learned at a very young age that the greatest potential is in the graveyard. All of us have dreams, all of us have goals, but the greatest potential is in the graveyard. All I do, my passion, my background, is what drives me. And so for the youth who dare to dream, all I do is for them, so that I can be a role model for them, because someone believed in me, and I see it. All the youth that walk in the middle of the street in Chicago because they're afraid to get shot, I hope that I can be a role model for them. The youth cannot dream what they cannot see. The youth cannot dream what they cannot see. Thank you.
Our next speaker and presenter of the Student Leadership Award is responsible for global manufacturing and distribution of Boston Scientific products. Please welcome the Senior Vice President of Manufacturing and Supply Chain for Boston Scientific and a member of its Executive Committee, Brad Sorensen.
Good morning. I bring you greetings from CEO Mike Mahoney, who, by the way, is on the cover of the magazine sitting on your desk, the entire Executive Committee of Boston Scientific, and every BSC employee. Each employee, including me, loves the work that we do because we know it has a profound impact on our patients. At Boston Scientific, we not only say we are advancing science for life, but we live it every day. I'm pleased to be here once again with all of you, America's top technical talent, and as a partner with the HBCU Deans of Engineering. Last year, after inviting the deans to visit our campus, we not only showed them our technology, but gave them a sense of our culture. And I think we proved to them that Boston Scientific is a strategic partner who's committed to a long-term relationship. I think the deans got a good sense of the Boston Scientific commitment and a sense of our culture of truly advancing science for life. This is my second year speaking at BEA. And as I reflect back on 2015, it's really hard for me to capture the impact that this event has made on the Boston Scientific team. You see, before last year, we were content to recruit in our backyards. We would go to great engineering schools, and yet we would lament our ability to really move the needle on attracting a diverse pool of engineering talent. Last year, I worked the booth personally at the career fair, and I was blown away by the talent that I met. So since then, in concert with the HBCU deans, we've made a very active effort to recruit outside our traditional venues. Here at BEA last year, we identified 21 candidates. We made 16 offers, and we had 13 accept. This year, we're going to beat that success rate. Thank you. Moreover, this engagement has brought a fundamental change in the way that we recruit, as well as a change in the landscape of the talent that is coming in our doors. And it's developed a real momentum. This momentum continues in the communities that we serve. Our Close the Gap program is a health equity initiative dedicated to reducing health disparities in minority populations by raising awareness and increasing access to care for at-risk, underserved patients across the United States. For example, our recent outreach to the Black communities in New Orleans and Cincinnati provided information and screenings for diabetes, hypertension, HIV/AIDS, hepatitis C, mental illness, Alzheimer's, and other diseases. To learn more about our Close the Gap program, visit our booth at the career fair. Now, this momentum will thrive as Boston Scientific continues to partner with BEA and the deans. And more importantly, the results will increase as we look for more ways to engage with you, America's top technical talent, not just on your campuses and here at BEA, but in the community and throughout your technical career as you advance science for life. Now let's meet the recipient of the Student Leadership Award. Malachi Nichols recently graduated from the University of Arkansas with a mechanical engineering degree and is currently a PhD candidate in the Educational Policy Program. In the process, he has positively influenced literally hundreds of students. Malachi was instrumental in forming the first Engineering Student Council, assuring that engineering student representation in issues affecting them. He helped create the Black Male Initiative to mentor new freshman and sophomore engineering students so they feel welcome and engaged from the start. He was also the first African American president of the university's American Society of Mechanical Engineers chapter. I'm very proud to present Malachi Nichols.
find it kind of hard to come after Mr. Evans. I feel like the guy after MLK, I had a dream speech. But I'll go ahead. My mother, a public school counselor, always emphasized the importance of education. When she sees former students, she'll ask them, did you finish school? Are you going to college? Do you know the doors that college will open? Witnessing these interactions ingrained in me the significance of a college education, and I enrolled. There I met Thomas Carter, an engineer. He taught me that I had the power to help change the lives of those beyond my race through servant leadership. Because of him and others like them, I am proud to be accomplishing that. Thank you.
To present our College Level Promotion of Education Award, please welcome from Prairie View A&M University, Dean Kendall Harris, and from Morgan State, Dean Eugene Deloach.
I love how she introduced me after I've been standing here all this time. Dr. Jacob Astaki implements scientific innovations in engineering education that have impacted his classroom performance at Morgan State School of Engineering and the university at large.
This played a key role in helping Morgan State University's Electrical and Computer Engineering Department become the first and only in Maryland and among a handful in the nation to offer a completely online ECE curriculum. His influence is far-reaching. He is founder and director of a 5-week online math course that gives incoming freshman engineering students a head start before taking university placement exams. He also travels to Ethiopia to improve the education of their ECE students. I'm proud to present Dr. Jakob Astaki.
Good morning. People talk about the 3 P's of success in life: passion, patience, and perseverance in everything we do. I want to add a 4th and most important P in my life: prayer. I have learned through my lifetime that every time I face a very difficult challenge, it does not mean God is not listening to my prayers. It means that God has something better in store for me, and I just need the passion and the perseverance to see it through. I am deeply blessed by my parents, my wife, and my sons, and I thank the Lord Almighty. Madahani alam kibru yisfa. Thank you.
To present the College Level Promotion of Education Award, please welcome from Southern University, Dean Habib Mohammedin, and from North Carolina A&T State University, Dean Robin Koger.
Richard Tapia is a seminal figure in education and research who has inspired generation of African American, Latinos and Latinas, and Native Americans to pursue career in mathematics. The recipient of the 2011 National Medal of Science Award presented by President Obama, Richard has developed his 40-year career to further STEM education.
Revered and respected, he is one of the most influential researchers in the field of optimization, also known as mathematical programming. Following the advent of the digital computer, system applications of optimization techniques have led to unprecedented advances in economics, business, engineering, physics, and biology. I'm proud to present Richard Tapia.
Good morning and thank you. My parents came from Mexico as young people in search of the American educational dream. Okay? However, times were very difficult. They had to support themselves, so they couldn't reach their educational goals. But their dream lived on in their children. 4 out of 5 of us have graduate degrees. Okay? This dream led to my educational pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. In 2012, I received the National Medal of Science from President Obama, the highest honor bestowed upon a scientist and engineer by the United States government. And I want that to serve as a role model for all of us. Okay? I thank my mother, my father, not only for believing in the American dream, but for believing in me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President and General Manager of Mission Systems and Training for Lockheed Martin Corporation, Stephanie Hill.
Thanks, Angela, and good morning. I am so honored to be here this morning representing Lockheed Martin, and I carry a simple message: thank you. The work performed every day by university deans, professors, and other college officials is a bedrock for the success of our business and the advancement of our country. Lockheed Martin employs over 126,000 people, including 60,000 scientists and engineers. Your leadership in STEM education ensures that we have the talent to continue to produce innovations that change the world. Those innovations stem from our company's recognition that the best technology developments come from environments where diversity and inclusion are embraced, where all people are encouraged to bring their full selves and their unique backgrounds to their work. This is the reason why Lockheed Martin has been involved with the BEA Conference since its inception 30 years ago. It is why we have increased our hiring of HBCU graduates by over 100%. And not to be outdone by my colleague Chris Brady, come to our booth because we're making offers today. It's also why we have given close to $1 million in grants to HBCUs for the past 2 years and expect to match or exceed that in 2016. In short, we need the talent that you're cultivating, and Lockheed Martin sees HBCUs as critical partners delivering that talent. As you've heard earlier today, while HBCUs comprise less than 5% of accredited engineering programs, you have produced more than 40% of all Black engineers in this country. That is something to really be proud of. Your schools provide the quality foundation in science and math that we require of our employees. Your organizations inspire young people and awaken them to the possibilities of careers in engineering. And for that, we at Lockheed Martin are eternally thankful. Congratulations to all the honorees this morning, and thanks again to everyone here for your commitment to STEM education and to our nation's future. Now Lockheed Martin has a wonderful presentation, and I'm going to invite Derek McGowan to come to the stage. We have a presentation for Dean Deloach, the Dean of Morgan State University. Derek?
Good morning. On behalf of Lockheed Martin Corporation, I'd like to thank you for your cooperation, Dean, for the last 3 decades. It's been a pleasure for us to have become partners and true allies. Your high reputation and many years of experience means a lot to our company. We are sure that your legacy will continue to lead to the mutual benefits in a long-term relationship between Lockheed Martin and Morgan State University. From all the campus meetings with our CEOs, for professional development workshops, to assisting with the last intern that we hired for Morgan State, you have been there. You have allowed Lockheed Martin to kick off and support programs like Freshman Weekend, Lockheed Martin Scholars, Introduce a Girl to Engineering, and you have been there. And from the Introduce a Girl to Engineering alone, we have hired more than 20 young ladies into Lockheed Martin in one program. Many young ladies who are now participating as managers, they're in other corporations, and they're leaders in other industries. We hope we have met your expectations as a trusted partner. We have sincerely appreciated your time, your mentoring, and most of all, we respect your tenacity and all the things you've done to keep this race going. It has been my personal pleasure to work with you for more than 12 years. I would like to thank you for your guidance, your support, and all of your help. I hope you were satisfied with how I carried out my mission at Morgan State. I will never forget all the things that you taught me from day one. And again, we say we're truly blessed by knowing you. You're one of the reasons why I have fun working and embracing the HBCU mission. So congratulations, happy retirement, and we are gonna give you something, but we have something that's a surprise that we wanna give you. And so we're gonna ask your nephew to come up. And Jeffrey?
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
How you doing, Jeff? Good.
So,
Okay.
Jeff came in and surprised the dean, and the dean has no idea, and they called me and said he came in. And so, Dean.
I didn't know Jeff was going to be here. This is one of my engineers from my former life, not Morgan, but the one before that at Howard. Jeffrey is solid, and we're both born on the same day.
Right.
So I want to say that we recently had birthdays on February the 3rd of this year. So
Congratulations.
thank you, Jeffrey, for being here. My goodness, good surprise.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right. Well, Dean, thank you, and we'll see you this evening. And I was born in February, too. God bless you.
Oh,
All right.
my goodness. Well, you see the break. Thank you. Well, I want to say to Derek, and certainly to the Lockheed Martin Corporation, but I have to be careful in this room. But I won't. Well, I will let the cat out of the bag to Derek. I do similar things with the other companies in this room. So I see I've disguised it well when I'm talking to the people at Lockheed Martin. I want to just say this is a continuum. I want to not hold that break point where I've spent now 32 years on the campus at Morgan State University, where I went to become the founding dean. They offered me an opportunity to come. I was at Howard University at the time on the end of a three-year cycle as department chair of electrical engineering. And while I was being department chair, I also tried to continue my own research. So I had students that I was moving along through engineering and who I thought were going into areas which have now become very mature in the application of engineering to medicine and biology, because my own terminal degree is in bioengineering, even though I hold a master's and an undergraduate degree in electrical engineering. So I was going to spend that last year in the department chairmanship and move on to a sabbatical where I could refresh myself and come back and go in the academic side to go back upstairs and get with my graduate students. In the administrative side, you go upstairs to get with the president. So it's a little different, you know, when you're in the academic buildings. But I was going to go back with my graduate students And then an opportunity came as a resident of the state of Maryland to see if I would come out and help in the process of moving an engineering school, a second engineering school in the public sector into Baltimore, the largest city in the state. I did not want to do it, but they kept getting calls, and so I said, well, I'll take a year and come out and help to put a floor under that program. A year ran into 2, and then you see what happened. So I'm looking now to find a way to move and do something else. I started in my first classroom in higher education in 1960. I'm not asking you to join me in the knowledge that I have of calculus and all the other higher mathematics things, but I think all of us in here can do arithmetic. 1960 and 2016, you then know how long I've been in the higher education loop with young people doing the kinds of things that we're continuing to do today. So I want to thank all of you who have helped in this process. One of the reasons I ended up at Howard University, because I came out of school in 1959 with a couple of bachelor's degrees. I had a bachelor's degree in mathematics and a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. That's 1959. But I had a chance to go to Washington just to substitute for 1 year before going on to graduate school. And I stayed there for a while and then went back to graduate school. But the thing about it is that the reason I went into Howard University is because I was seeking a place where, as I took my first job out of college, I went there, and one day the young lady in the front, who was the administrative assistant, stopped me and said, you know, and I was the first African American to work at that company, and she said, why isn't it that there are other young people like you, young African Americans like you, doing what you do? And I looked at her. She was not African American. And I looked back on my life, and I knew so many people that I knew who were me. And yet and still, when I came out of school, yes, less than 0.5% of all the engineers in the United States in 1959 were African American. And I knew some pretty smart, bright guys and girls. And that transition, that one question said, look, we've got to do something about this. And there is a gentleman who some of us know. His name was Dr. Massey, and he had a saying. He said that if it is to be, then it's up to me. And so I moved away from the corporate side into the higher education side and never looked back. I want to say something, because we can go from 1960 to 2016. 56 years in this business. I've been in internships in corporations. I've done research. I've worked with federal agencies. I've done these things. But the one thing that is really important for all of us to understand is that if we don't have the best team on the field, we could be tied or, in fact, lose. And so we've got too many young people who are capable on the sidelines. And these institutions have shown the way. When I came to Maryland in 1984, there were 824 young people who were getting engineering degrees at the bachelor's level, and we only had one public institution and one private institution of substance. That was the University of Maryland College Park and Johns Hopkins University. And of that 824 students, and let me tell you, Maryland is the 4th most populated, densely populated state with African Americans in the country, notwithstanding all the other southern states. But we had 824 graduates in 1983, and of those 824 graduates, 14 were African American. That could not be. It was, and it did not need to remain. In a short period of time, and since we have gotten mature, we have pretty much graduated 50% of all the African Americans in the state of Maryland with bachelor degrees in engineering. And we're going to continue to do it until they catch up with us and make us go backwards. That's the way I look at it. There's capability, capacity in Maryland. There's capacity throughout this country, and we don't need to think about the Fergusons of this country. We don't need to deal with the gentleman in the west side of Baltimore. We need to deal with those young people who really don't know anything like I didn't know about engineering, and put them on our team. And then we will have the team that nobody will ever surpass. As I listen to Colin Parrish, and I listen to Mr. Chris, I think it was Brady, who was up here, and they made some mentions. And the last thing I'm going to say is that the National Science Foundation put out a report recently, and they looked at the years 2008 to 2012, and they looked at the production of African-American PhDs by the Stanfords, the Berkeleys, or wherever they were in this country. And what they then did is go back and where did those young people, African Americans who got PhDs, in that period of time, where did they get their undergraduate degrees? There were 55 of them at the top of the list for that period of time. 28 came from North Carolina A&T, and 27 came from Morgan. I want to tell you, without the resources at all, without anywhere near the resources they have at the schools where they got their PhDs, if we could change that picture, if we could just change that one dimension, where the resources that you're giving to those, my friends, and I'm going to talk about the schools that have African American deans, Georgia Tech, Cornell University, University of Maryland, College Park, University of California at Irvine. If you could give some of those resources, just a smidgen of those resources, to these deans and these institutions, my God, what they say, what would be? Thank you so much. I'm not going away. I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. Thank you so much for your time.
Wow, that was powerful. Congratulations, Dr. Deloach. That was brilliant. You have been such an inspiration to all of us over all of these years. And speaking of inspiring, this afternoon from 2 to 4 o'clock, some of our Bea winners will be autographing their books on diversity. Now, the autograph signing and book sale will take place on the convention center adjacent to the Bea registration area. Again, that's today from 2 to 4 p.m. in the convention center, which is right adjacent to the Bea registration area.
Now, guys, as you enjoy the rest of the conference that's going throughout the day, there's going to be several events that we want to make sure that you attend. Now, if you're going to go to the gala, you want to be in your seats by 7:40, because at 7:40 we're going to have a pre-show, and this pre-show is going to consist of my lovely co-host here, who's going to be singing a soulful jazz set featuring our only Angela Stribling and the Clarence Knight Bea Band. So, guys, be there. Not only does she speak well and look well, she sings even better.
Aww, I love you.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best co-host I could have ever asked for.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah,
you're more than
amazing.
Welcome. You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
And don't forget, we have a theme this year. May the STEM force be with you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Kendall. You are amazing. This has been wonderful. Please be sure to save the dates for our 2016 Women of Color STEM Conference. It's October 13th through the 15th, and this year it's in Detroit. And our 2017 Bea STEM Global Competitiveness Conference is from February 9th to the 11th, and that's back in Washington, D.C.
Also, remember to Periscope from 7 to 11. After 11, Witness Protection Program. And also watch Bea TV on channel 79 in your hotel room, where you can see Angela. You might not want to see me, but Angela over and over and over again. Congratulations to our winners, and may all of you continue to enjoy the Bea experience all day long. See you this evening at the Bear Gala, and remember, the STEM force will be with you. 740. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.